Wait, was that your water?
Where?
Oh, I didn't know if you brought that for me or.
No, that's
Thank you.
This one spill?
I think. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Odyssey podcast. I am your host, Rudy Ramsey, also known as Uns for the show. Yeah, I go by Uns on the podcast.
Oh,
Uns in life.
Uns in life, I guess. And then Gump, right here.
Gump.
Today we're sitting down. Huh?
What?
No. Today we're sitting down with local DFW comic Kirsten. I called you Christian for the longest. You know that?
it's actually Kirstie.
I know it's Kirstie. I
No,
know
you
that.
didn't know.
No, I do know that. I just put
That
your
was
name
a
in.
total play right there. I know it's Kirstie.
Oh no, because I'm thinking Christian and from last night or from the other day, and then just so many names. Kirstie. Kirsty. Kirstie.
STIE. Wait,
Can we
close?
just call you Krusty?
No.
No. And then
Never know,
no
dude.
comic. Let me see. What are we doing for our intro? I need to have this paper down. I think that's it. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you
Yeah, pretty good. Gum? What you up to?
Just got done eating some rice and beans.
Gross. Anyway, so let's talk. You're starting to work at the Addison Improv, right?
I actually work there as a server right now.
So, have you done any hosting yet?
I haven't had a chance to host there. The only time I've really hosted was at open mics, and I haven't hosted there yet. They've let me do shows though, like be on like guest spots or.
Mm-hmm. But that's still pretty good though. With guest
Yeah,
spots.
yeah, like it's super cool.
The only difference is there much of a difference between a host and a guest spot?
Yeah, because hosting is like you do time and then you bring people up and like you kind of have hosting is a bigger deal than a guest spot. Guest spot, you just go up there and do 6 minutes or whatever, how much time they give you. I mean, I guess it depends on the time too. Like sometimes they might give you more time in a guest spot or whatever, but hosting is bigger because you're the one that kind of like controls the energy in the room.
Yeah,
and like you bring up the headliner, you bring up the guest spot, you bring up the opener, and then you close the show. So like I would say hosting is a bigger deal. And it's usually paid too, whereas guest spots aren't.
Really? Guest spots aren't paid?
I mean, maybe some places are, but usually like a guest spot is like last minute.
Yeah.
So that's like the undercard?
It's kind of like, hey, yeah, if you want to do 5 minutes, like, we'll let you do 5 minutes. You know?
Oh yeah, I guess that is true.
And it's, like, up to the opener. Or, no, it's up to, like, the headliner, too. Usually, the headliner and the manager of the club. It's usually, like, up to them whether or not there's even a guest spot. There's always going to be a host, though.
That is true,
So,
yeah.
hosting is a bigger deal.
I thought you were. I knew you were doing guest spots. Wasn't sure if you were hosting yet or not. But I mean, still doing guest spots is still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That just means that they know that you're good enough to be up there in front of a huge crowd. Because it's still pretty important. You know, you go up before the headliner, and if you don't do a good job, you can kind of ruin the crowd for the headliner, and the headliner can be pretty upset with you.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool no matter what to be able to get any stage time anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, open mics are cool too, but to be able to be in any show is cool no matter what you're doing, in my opinion. And like, so even if it's just a guest spot, like that's still really cool, especially if it's for a big comedian, which I haven't really gotten to do yet. Most of the shows I've done at Addison Improv are like, Sean does these like secret showcases now where he gets a bunch of local comics and puts them in a show together. So I mean, I've done like 2 of those. I might be doing one tonight. I'm checking to see what time I could get there, but
At what place?
at Addison Improv, yeah. And those are pretty cool, like, and that's part of why I've been able to go on stage there as much as I have, is just because of the local comic opportunities that are out there now. But I haven't really gotten to work with too many like big names. Like the only time I got to was when Tone Bell was here.
Yeah.
And they let me do a guest spot on his show, so that was really cool. But I like working there. Like, it's a cool place to work for sure. You like, even if you don't get to perform, you still get to like see all the comics that go through there, and like usually, sometimes they'll talk to you for a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes they do. I know I've worked for with Hyenas, and I do door work for them. Lately they've been having me do work ticket booth, and yeah, I get to hang out with some of the cool comics. I got to hang out with Pauly Shore for a little bit, and he was a little awkward. Like, I can clearly tell those years of doing a lot of cocaine and other shit. Let's put a little work on his body. Yeah. One of the funniest things, you know Butch, right?
Yeah.
One of the funniest things he said though, when he came up to me, he was like, "Hey, you come with me." I was like, "Okay." He was like, "Hey man, why is Butch so crusty?" And I was just like, I don't know, Pauly. I don't know what to tell you. He's like, "Keep him away from me, crusty." And I'm just thinking like, Pauly, you're a
Crusty how?
I don't know what he meant by he's crusty. Butch is he's another comic.
Now I feel bad for calling you Crusty.
He's been in the game for like forever. He's been doing comics for like 30 years. Hopefully I'll get him on the podcast sooner or later.
Who, Crusty?
Butch.
Oh.
And yeah, that was kind of fitting. But yeah, there is some pretty cool comics that you get to see if you work there. That's probably one of the coolest parts about it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, just getting to, like, be in the presence of, like, other people and see their shows and see how they... Because a lot of times they'll work the whole weekend. Like, that working at Hyenas, like, they work the whole weekend. So if you get to see the show, like, you can see how they, like, change up their sets. Or if they don't change their set at all, like, you just see them doing it back to back. And, like, that's kind of interesting to me, too, as a comic. Cause,
yeah. That I've seen a few where, like, you can tell, like, where you see them and they'll kind of change the direction where they're going, and they change the setup right there, right on the spot. And it's pretty cool watching them do their work, right then and there. And then you're just like, oh, he could have gone this way, but I guess the crowd wasn't feeling a certain way, so he went a different way. One who for sure did that was the guy from Deadpool. What's his name?
Ryan Reynolds?
No, that's Ryan Reynolds. God damn, I've got his damn hat around here somewhere. Do I have it on?
Oh, that guy that was
I do have it
accused
on.
of raping? Oh, I can't say that.
Yeah.
The guy that was accused of sexually assaulting.
TJ Miller.
Yeah.
TJ
oh,
Miller.
him. I remember when he was at Hyenas.
Yeah, he was at Hyenas. Were you there for any of those shows?
I didn't go see him, but I just remember hearing about him and seeing his picture.
Yeah, he was pretty fun. He was pretty nice. He stayed afterwards. I hung out with everybody for a little bit, after the final show. And then, but how long have you been working there as a waitress or server?
Server. I just started there, like a month ago.
How long have you been doing comedy?
For about, like, over a year now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to answer just because, like, I started in July 2017, but it took me a couple months before I really, like, considered myself a comic. Like, because I would only go up on stage, like, once, maybe twice a month.
Yeah.
For, like, the first, like, 4 months, I would say.
Oh, that's rough.
Because I didn't know...
Why?
I didn't know, like, anything about it. I didn't realize how often everyone was doing it. And, like...
I'll see you guys in a couple months.
yeah, like, I just didn't... Like, I don't know. Like, it was just a whole new thing to me, and it took me a while to start understanding and learning things. Like, it took me... Like, and I didn't understand, like... I don't know. I just didn't know to, like, keep going.
Yeah, it took a while. It didn't take a while for me to know everything, but I just knew, like, okay, here's open mic places. And I was like, okay, let me try to go to them. And then I started talking to some people, like, how often do you guys go? They're like, oh, we go every week.
Exactly. Like, it took me to finally start talking to people was what helped me start going to more mics all the time. And, like, also, like, the first, I would say, like, eventually after, like, I would say, like, 4 months, I started going every week, but I only went to comedy clubs. Like, and usually it was just Hyenas, Dallas, because Wednesday or Monday through Wednesday were the only nights that I was free to like do stand up. So and that was the only one where you could just show up and sign up. You didn't have to like email. Because like the emailing thing didn't make sense to me, like for DCH and stuff. Like, you know, you have to email.
I don't do the email thing yet for DCH.
I mean, I'll do them now, you know, if I remember. But I just would never remember. And like, I don't know. I just didn't, like when I first started off, I just didn't even think to really like do that. I was just comfortable, like, I got comfortable with Hyenas first, and then I started going to like bar mics and stuff, and it took me like a few months to like get to that. And it was really just talking to other comics that like helped me do that, because they would say that, you know, they were going to these mics, and I was like, well, maybe I'll try that then. Like, I don't know.
But what area do you stay in? Don't you stay over there in the north area?
Yeah, I live in Denton.
Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of mics at Denton.
Yeah.
Like a lot of bar mics?
I wouldn't say there's like a lot, but there's a few. Like Sunday, there's 2 that I know of. So you can hit one and then hit the other one, because one is at like 6:30 at Bearded Monk, and then there's Dusty's, which doesn't start till like 10. And they're both good because you get to do like 6 to 10 minutes at both of them, and it's like, you know, it's a good amount of time. The crowd isn't always great, you know, but like most mics don't have good crowds.
Yeah.
Like
improv sometimes does. If you can get Arlington improv early enough, if you can get it on within like that first hour and a half, you get a pretty decent good crowd. But like if you're going on there like after 9, it's pretty rough.
Even sometimes but even when there is a crowd there, it's kind of rough. Like
sometimes it can be, yeah, because let's just say there's a certain demographic there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just, what you're saying just doesn't connect with them. Sometimes.
Yeah, like
I've had that once or twice. But
it's, I know what you're talking about, but like even when I see a mix of people there, like I just feel like that room is always just, and I think a lot of it just has to do with the majority of it is comics in there that are watching, and it's always kind of tough to feel good about your set when you're doing it in front of other comics. Like sometimes they'll laugh, but sometimes they don't, especially if they've heard your set before.
Oh yeah, they truly don't. That's why I have a hard time repeating my sets, because I know it's the same people there, so it's like I don't want them to hear the same shit again, especially if it's the same shit and I haven't even really improved on it yet.
Yeah, that's
like,
yeah.
So let me say something different, and then some people get frustrated when I go up there and I'm like, well, I don't really have anything to work on, and they're like, and I kind of see them just like, oh, great, and I'm like, and I just kind of just.
Well, you're setting yourself up right there. I don't have anything. Hey, people, I don't have anything to work on.
I definitely wouldn't say that.
but that just comes out of my mouth because I just say what's on my mind, and I'm like, well, and before I go up there, I'm like, well, I don't want to. I do have stuff I want to work on. The problem is, I don't want to work on it with this crowd. Like,
You
I
should
just
say
don't wanna
that
work on it
then.
with this
You should
crowd.
say that. I got some new material, but y'all suck.
Well, and then I start going off on whatever's in my head, and then that right there just creates more new material. So I kind of just write on stage sometimes almost. So I don't know where I was going with that, other than the crowd sometimes. Yeah.
But I do agree that like one of the hardest parts about doing this is when you don't really have anything new to work on, but you don't want to not go to a mic because you want to feel good. Because I feel like when I miss a mic like that I would normally go to, it's like missing the gym. Like, I don't know. I feel like, oh, I didn't like do anything for myself that day, and like I don't know. It doesn't feel. I don't like to miss, but I do. But it is hard to like go and like not and feel bad that you don't have anything new to say, and you know that everyone heard your stuff already, and
it is that feeling, but the only difference is if you go to the gym and you don't put out a good workout, nobody cares.
Yeah, but like mentally, it's not really about other people. It's just, myself. It's like, you know, at least I know that I went and like I did good and I did something good for myself.
I get that too. Like, there's nothing I really want to talk about, but I'm gonna still go. You never know when something good is just gonna pop out of your mouth while you're up there.
Yeah, like it's good to it's good to just go anyway and maybe just work on the same stuff. I definitely wouldn't. I mean, I guess if you do come up with material just going up there with nothing, then like do that. But I personally wouldn't ever go on stage with nothing in my head, just because I don't want to waste other people's time. You know, like I think that can usually end up just wasting time, and personally for me, like I don't think it would be productive to go up there with nothing.
You're probably setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, it's not even like the fear of bombing really. It's just like I don't want to waste. There are a lot of comics that do go to these mics and they have to wait for me to go up, and I don't want to be up there just like not saying anything and like just saying a bunch of shit that I'll never say again, and like they have to sit through me. You know.
I wish there was more comics that thought that way.
Yeah, I wish that too, because not only are you like wasting time, you're wasting a good spot, but like you're bringing the energy down in the room too. So when these comics that have shit written down that they want to work out, they go up there after you, and you've brought the energy down, and like no one's laughing at them either.
Yeah, I kind of like going up after somebody who's kind of brought the energy down, and I kind of actually that while I'm watching them and if I feel that, like it kind of actually pumps me up. It's like, okay, now I gotta bring, like I feel like it's my turn to bring the crowd back up. You know?
And sometimes that's good if you can. Like, what'd you say?
Do you ever get that feeling?
Yeah, like usually I think I can work either way. I would rather go up after someone that's got everyone hyped rather than go after someone that brought the energy down. But if it's an open mic and like the crowd is already kind of and like if I'm working out new stuff that I'm not too sure about, like I'm still figuring out the sequence and trying to just get the words out rather than like, and I know it's not like the best performance yet. I can't always bring the energy back up, like, is what I'm saying. Like, because at open mics, like, I do the best I can with what I have, but when it's a new joke and you're just kind of trying to just get the words, just, like, verbalize it, you're not really able to perform it that great because you're still, like, I usually will write down, like, my jokes in a sequence format, and, like, when I do them for the first time, like, I'm just trying to get the sequence down.
Yeah.
The first couple times. I'm not really trying to like.
Are you trying to get the timing down and all that?
Yeah, like, and it's hard to like remember all that and perform it like how you would if it was a solid joke already. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and also like sometimes I don't know if certain things are funny if I haven't really done them in front of a crowd. I'm like, it could just be funny to me because I know because I was there when I thought of it. Like I know, or when it happened, and. You know, because obviously anything you write, you probably think is funny, but like,
I know a lot of stuff that I think is funny. Nobody else in the world thinks is funny.
Yeah, and sometimes you just don't know until you do it in front of a crowd, and you're like, okay, well that went to shit. So I don't know. Either keep working it or just.
Do either one of y'all ever practice like off stage or whatever? Like with a dog or a girlfriend or
I've heard
teddy bear.
I've heard of people who do that.
Like in the mirror or whatever?
Like in the mirror, yeah.
I don't do that. I feel stupid.
But I would think you would, right? He does it.
I
would think you would do it like to like a friend or two though. Like, hey, I was thinking about this. What do y'all think?
I've done that a few times. Have you done that?
Like
talk to a friend, be like, hey, I was thinking about this.
Well, I have friends that I like write with sometimes. And so, yeah, like it's pretty straightforward when I do that. Sometimes, sometimes they're not always comedians. Like I really don't have too many comic friends that I write with. I would like some, but it's just, everyone's so busy. But I have other people that I kind of turn to for, like, help when it comes to, like, a bit. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes, if I'm preparing for a show and I'm just kind of, like, running through it, I'll, like, say it to myself in the shower. But I don't really, like, do it to practice too much, like, because it's just not the same. I don't think it would really be productive because it's just not the same as like doing it on stage and like.
It's not. I yeah. Sometimes I'll bring up just a thought that I have about something, and I'll tell it to my coworker without even saying, "Hey, what do you think about this?" or whatever. Just bring it up or just find a way to bring it up in conversation. And then if they start laughing about it, I'll be like, "Huh, maybe that is something I should try later on then, because obviously it made him laugh. Let me see if it'll make somebody else. If it'll work on stage."
I feel like that would be hard. Because there's certain people that laugh at anything. Like, I'll laugh at anything.
Yeah.
And like, there's people at that I know that laugh at anything. So for me, it'd be kind of.
There is some people. You gotta kind of figure out who they are. I know if I could make somebody who doesn't usually laugh at stuff, or I can make them laugh at one thing, then I'm like, okay, well, I try to remember that, bring it back later on.
Plus, I don't know, like, when my friends know I do stand-up, they'll usually be the ones to be like, oh, you should do that in your set. And, like, sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not doing that in my set, but, like, I don't know, but...
Yeah, I'm actually always bringing things to him, like, use this. And he doesn't use any of it.
Yeah, like, when people know that I do stand-up, they're usually the ones to say that when I'm hanging out with them. Because there are those people that you're just, like, really goofy around and, you know...
Yeah, I it's weird because it's like comedy. People find out you're a comic whether you tell them or not or whatever. And then there's some people who be like, oh, they'll tell you something and then they start laughing like, yeah, you should use that in your stand up, and you're just like, no, that wasn't funny. I kind of just smiled just so that you wouldn't look stupid.
Yeah, like. I don't know, like, and sometimes, like, even, like, it is funny, but it's just not gonna be funny if you try to recreate it, like, it was just funny in that moment, like.
Yeah, there's those situational moments where they're funny, and you have to be there in the moment, like, I don't know what to think of, like, but stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you have any shows coming up that you know?
Yeah, there's May 19th, I'm actually getting a host spot in this show called a Freak Show or something. Seth Brock is the host. I don't know.
I don't think I know him.
I don't really ever see him in the Dallas scene, but he hosts a lot of shows around here every now and then. I've done a show with him before. The only comic that I recognized on the lineup was Devin Clark.
Yeah, Devin.
I think. And so it'll probably be a pretty decent show.
Devin
And
does a lot of stuff over there in Denton too, doesn't he?
I don't know.
I want to have him on the podcast. Have you been on his yet? His Flabbergasted one?
I've before this, last Friday I did a radio show.
For
LaTanya is her name.
Queenie?
I don't know. She didn't say that was her name, but
oh, I know LaTanya. Oh,
yeah.
My bad. I just clapped into
her.
I just met her a couple weeks ago at Arlington Improv. She
yeah.
was telling me that she wants to come on my show, and then we can have her on this show. But I don't remember what her show was.
It's Fishbowl.
Fishbowl?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think I recall. You don't even know the name of it. Hold on, let me see.
I can't remember because it's like fresh still.
There we go. I don't know if that didn't affect it, but yeah, you should probably know what you've been on.
I need to.
Like, what was that name of that? And let me text you the link to us.
I'm a co-host and I forget what this is.
You know what it's called.
It's called Shut Up Uns.
There you go. That's our format on Twitch.
Okay, cool.
Later on, you can tell people if they want to see it live or whatever. And right after this, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. It's not gonna take that long, so it'll be on YouTube.
Cool.
And then it'll be on iTunes and Spotify and all that good stuff.
And nobody will ever watch it again.
Yes. You know, you shouldn't say that because that's gonna make comics feel like they come over here and do a show and be like, nobody's ever gonna watch that. Why did I just waste my time doing an hour podcast?
It's just what I do every episode.
I know, but they don't know that.
Like, she's like, wait, what?
What? Nobody ever watches. You have no listeners. You've been on for a year and a half, and you have The only person who's ever listened is you.
I think it's funny.
It is kind of funny.
Did you go through the rules?
It's an insight. I didn't go through the rules, but
Do you know the rules?
I felt like Kirstie.
I already broke 2 of them.
I felt like Kirstie. I didn't have to go over the rules because she's such a nice comic.
You just forgot.
Of course, I just forgot. Duh.
There's an ashtray there. Should I smoke?
A cigarette if you want.
I don't smoke cigarettes.
Alana, you want to sit in real quick?
For what?
So we can talk about your first time.
Oh no.
First
No.
time what?
She did her first open mic.
Oh, let's talk about it.
No.
Come on, sit down.
Come on, get in.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, you're already talking. It'd be better if you were sitting down and talking and not just.
Kirstie, shame her. Shame her, Kirstie.
Stop with her hair.
You should.
You should. Oh, shamed by Kirstie.
No, that's not shit.
Banished.
For life. She did her first open mic. It was a rough crowd though. They're really
Where?
at Arlington Improv.
Oh, that's not a good place to start.
I started there.
Oh.
But the reason why I enjoyed Arlington Improv because I went there first to see what an open mic was like, and I saw everybody do so bad. I was like, oh, I could totally do this. If I suck, then I'm not gonna be the only one.
I guess in that perspective, then it's not a bad place to start.
It isn't. I didn't think
If you realize.
I do remember Tony Casillas. I always want to put a T in there. Tony Casillas was like one of the only comics that actually made me laugh. At my first open mic, the first time I went to go just watch, and now look at him. You know, a year and a half later, he's been doing pretty fucking huge stuff now.
Yeah.
He did his first stadium with a comic. He's gonna come on the podcast next Sunday, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Not this Sunday, but the following after that. So he's gonna come on. That'd be fun to have him on here. But like, it's weird like how a whole year people have grown so much.
And you have gone down.
I haven't gone down.
He's gone down.
I haven't gone down. By the way, I'm doing another Butch Lord showcase on the 26th.
This one?
Yeah, May.
What? Why are you here?
I need to put them up on the walls.
Oh.
But yeah, as far as open mics go, it was kind of rough. The crowd was basically like a group of people there to see somebody do their first mic, and all they cared about was that person's show. They were talking to everybody's set. They were heckling every comic that was.
We're talking about your first night or her first
No,
night?
we're talking about her first night.
Okay. When was this again? Last Tuesday?
Yeah, a couple Tuesdays ago, right?
Yeah.
That's not
Are
last
you gonna do it
Tuesday.
again?
A couple Tuesdays.
Maybe
Maybe.
if I have to for work.
Work?
Yeah.
Wait, why would you
do
do-
my development plan, and mine was public speaking, so I figured that was a good idea.
Oh.
It's
See,
not.
How is that work related?
Just to say I did it, and like I figured if I could like get good enough or just not
Can you
suck hard
sit in?
enough.
Can you sit in so they can hear you?
I don't want to be heard.
Well, you're talking.
That's
so-
why I don't speak into the mic. Yes, that was my main problem. I didn't speak into the mic.
That wasn't your main problem.
We can blame it on
That was
that.
a problem.
We can blame it on that.
No,
Let's
her,
blame it on that.
her open mic.
Next time we'll have 3. We'll put the
No.
mic hat on you. That way the mic is on you at all
Yes.
times.
I'd rather not be criticized right now.
But at the improv, she was just kind of far from the mic her first time.
It's better to be I feel like it's better to be too quiet though than too loud when you're at a comedy club, just because they're gonna hear you no matter what. Like really, you don't even really need the mic. Like they'll still hear you. I know like a problem I have when I do mics is like I'm sometimes too loud. Is what a lot of people have told me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't get it either. But
How are you too loud?
I don't get it.
Your comedy is very. It's like, okay, what's that word where you're like, kind of monotone? Like you're not really, your voice stays in one level for the most part, and I don't feel like it's ever loud.
there are some jokes where like I think I do change or I change levels quite a bit, but I don't know. Some people like they react like how you do when I say that. You know, they're like, "Why are you going to be too loud?" But I've been told that I'm too loud by certain people. They're like, "You don't have to talk so loud in the mic," and I'm like, "Okay, I didn't know I was." But I hear other comics that are super loud in the mic, and I'm like, man, they're talking really loud in the mic. Like,
You're like, well, walk a little tell them.
Are you like on the mic? Like,
I've become more aware of it now. Maybe that's something I used to do.
Yeah.
I feel like I've always been kind of cautious though about touching the mic. Like, you don't want to touch the mic.
I feel like you should be cautious about that.
Yeah.
So many people talking.
But I don't think it's that I'm too close to it. I think it's just that I was maybe like kind of yelling, but not trying to yell. I think I'm just like kind of a loud person sometimes. Like I was just projecting my voice too much, like, because sometimes you feel like the mic isn't like making you loud enough. Like I don't know. I think subconsciously I feel like I'm not, like they're not gonna hear me if I talk regular.
Do you ever feel like maybe they're like the crowd is laughing and you're like maybe they're not hearing my jokes and I need to talk a little louder and then they'll hear my jokes and then they'll laugh.
I think like subconsciously like that's what's going on when I'm being loud.
Because I know Rob Ross. You know Rob Ross?
I think.
He's the older white gentleman. He looks very like a pastor, like a youth pastor or whatever.
Ross Day?
No, Rob Ross.
Oh. I don't know. I hear the name before, but I can't think of who that is.
Yeah, well, he's very loud on that mic. When we're at the open mic at Hyenas on Thursdays, oh my God, is he loud on that mic? And he's gonna come on pretty soon too. He wants to be on here. But yeah, he's fucking loud. So to hear people say that you're loud.
Yeah, like some people don't understand what it, don't think that at all about me, but I've quite a few people have been like, yeah, you don't have to talk so loud, like they can hear you, and I'm just like, I don't know. So I guess it's just like some people think I am, but maybe sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not. I don't know. Like
you don't have anything recorded or anything, you know what I mean? So you can watch back and be like, oh shit, I am loud.
Yeah.
Do you record yourself?
Yeah. Not every single time, but quite often. I'm not too great at going back and listening to them, though. Just because I typically, like, when I get off stage, I kind of typically remember what worked and what didn't. And I don't know, listening to them can just be so painful sometimes. Even when it's a good set, it's like, sometimes I just don't want to hear my voice on recording.
It's weird.
It's weird, yeah.
It is weird. It's like it's not meant to be or something. Like you're not supposed to listen to yourself. Because every time, like, I watch myself on YouTube or listen to one of these, I'm like, God, that guy is cool, but I don't want to listen to him.
Yeah.
You say that guy is cool.
I'm like, you don't?
I've actually
No?
never listened to any of our episodes.
You're a damn lie. I made you listen to one yesterday.
any of our episodes. You did?
Yeah. I was like, hey man, listen to this. You're like, oh yeah, he's cool. I was like, yeah, that's me.
I don't think that sounded like me at all.
Um,
I'll just sit there.
That's why I said
people cool. Anyway, sorry, I don't mean to have you sit there and watch our brotherly manner.
Oh.
no, that's what we do. This is the funniest part.
It's
the best part.
No,
Especially when you get angry.
The comics are the funniest part.
No, they're the interesting part. We're the funny part because we just go back and forth and you get angry and I laugh.
He does piss me off sometimes.
Like all the time, every episode.
Hmm.
It's not hard, right?
No, it's not.
So I have angry issues.
Angry?
Anger issues. It's okay.
I can't tell because
Do
you
it
always
in
look.
public. Huh?
I see you always look like you're smiling. So
Yeah.
it's.
I am
He's
always
always on
smiling.
drugs, that's
The only
why.
part that is not true.
He's always on drugs.
That is not true. I'm never on drugs. In fact, drugs is not even part of my vernacular. That's how often I'm not on drugs.
Vernacular, it's a baby.
Oh man, what is one of the coolest? No. Actually, I was gonna wonder. Have you ever pissed off anybody?
In the crowd?
Hecklers or whatnot.
I don't think I have.
No.
Cause like I don't
That's interesting.
I don't do crowd work really, ever, and most of my jokes are they're about me and like I'm the butt of the joke like most of the time or somebody that they don't know, might be, but I don't talk about things that really divide the room that often. I mean maybe I do, but maybe I have pissed people off, but no one's ever like really heckled me. Yeah, not that I can think of. I think my comedy's pretty like safe as far as like, I mean, it can be inappropriate at times, but like, I don't really talk about, I don't really divide the room, I don't think, too bad. So, yeah, like.
Dude, I think if I did comedy, the room would be on fire by the end of the night.
Why do you need it on fire?
Like, you know, there'd be religion in there, there'd be sexism, there'd be some racial things going on.
Can you fit all that in 4 minutes?
Fucking right I can.
Yeah, like, I think if you can make that shit funny, then that's really good, because those are really, like,
It probably wouldn't be funny. That's
yeah. I don't know, like,
there you go. Went on stage, burned the whole mother down.
Well, I mean, I've seen some comics get some pretty nasty shit from the
oh yeah.
the crowd. So I mean,
It happens all the time, and
Yes,
I
it
think
does.
it happens the most when you start doing crowd work and you start fucking with the crowd. Like, that's where I think that happens the most, because I just feel like most people, I mean, just from working at improv and like going to a bunch of open mics and like seeing a bunch of different crowds, most people aren't gonna interrupt the show if you're not talking to them. But when you start doing crowd work and you start like calling people out, obviously, like, drunk ego
I think
guys are gonna, it's usually like men, sometimes women too though.
No, we heard you.
Yeah.
Sexism.
Sorry.
Blame the men.
I feel like it's always like drunk dudes.
Damn
getting-
right it is.
it could be drunk dudes or it's like empowered women.
Yeah, it can be. Oh yeah, it can definitely be women too. But I've witnessed mostly when that kind of thing happens. It's like I've mostly witnessed like drunk like guys, like especially at BBC.
You know what's funny?
What's a BBC?
Well, it's not funny.
You know what it is. Just kidding.
I should do that in there.
British Beverage Company, like that.
She did that in real quick though. You know what it is.
Yeah.
All serious, and then she's like, oh shit,
And then she
I'm being recorded. Just kidding.
But at that mic, like, there's a lot of like, I've seen a lot of like drunk guys
No,
get
it really
with
is
the
a bunch of
comics,
guys.
like, and at Hat Tricks, it's like, a lot of drunk women at Hat Tricks. Like,
I've never been to Hat Tricks. Where's that at? Dallas?
it's in Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah, it's probably kind of far from here.
That's far, yeah.
It's an interesting
One of
mic.
these days, I don't know. I'd have to take a whole week off from work and just hit up all the faraway mics one night or 1 week. Just hit them all. Just see where I can go. The ones that are really far away, like an hour or two away.
I mean, I would only do that if you just want to do that, then like do it. But I would really only do that if you can find another mic in that area to like hit as well. Like, I go to Fort Worth on Mondays, and it's cool because I can hit Zach's mic at Mad Hatter, and then Mana has hers at Tin Panther, and like that's it makes the trip worth it. And with Hyenas on Wednesdays, like there's Craft and Growler, you can hit both those. Or if you go on early at Hyenas, then you could probably hit the one in Plano. It's also that night. Like, I would try to, if you can, I would try to hit those mics, but maybe see what other ones that you can, and like plan it out where you can hit both of them instead of just going all the way over there for one.
Yeah.
Is that your stomach?
I don't think so. Maybe.
There's a rumbly and it's tumbly.
It might be growling. I don't recall. I don't hear anything.
It's the drugs.
It's the drugs.
The sandwich. Somehow the sandwich just moved a little closer over there. I'm surprised you didn't start biting towards it.
Oh man. I'm sorry, Kirstie. This is ridiculous.
Oh no, you're good.
Oh, I'm not gonna start eating in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah, you are.
No, that's so rude.
Never stopped you before.
Oh my goodness.
Don't
Yes,
let
it
him fool you.
has.
Don't let him fool you.
I've never eaten on the podcast.
Never.
Never. Well, I had chips at one time. We were doing a Fight Fans episode. What got you into comedy?
I don't know. Like, I've always liked it. First, like, since I was a kid, I've always thought it was cool. But I didn't really like. I don't know. Like, it wasn't until I was like 21 though when I was like, when I really started like thinking about trying it. But I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know, like, where the mics were. I wasn't a part of, like, the Facebook thing yet. And, like, so I, like, Googled stand-up comedy and, like, I read some stuff. And then I found all these, like, places. Like, I saw improv, but I was like, I don't know how to get on stage there. Like, I didn't know. Like, I didn't see an open mic night or anything. So then I found DCH. And when I was looking for their open mic night and how that works, I found their classes that they have. Mm-hmm. And I decided to do one of those first. Because
Oh, you did the class? You did one of the classes?
I did a stand-up joke writing workshop thing. And, yeah, I, like, chose to do that because I just didn't know anything about stand-up. And, like, I didn't know.
Did you have to pay for it?
You do. You have to pay for it because it's, like, 7 weeks.
Okay. I was thinking about doing that. Do you think that'd be worth it?
I mean, you've been doing stand-up for a while. I would say it's worth it if you feel like you're not progressing and maybe you want to get some extra tips. But I would say it's worth it if you've never done it before and you're really nervous about it and you don't know what to do and you don't know where to start. Because it gives you a chance to, like, work out some of the ideas that maybe made you want to do it, like, do stand-up, in front of, like, a crowd of people who are also beginners. And then you get feedback from someone who knows more about it than you do.
You know what I feel like sometimes, though, where taking those classes might be a benefit is where, like, sometimes, because you take those classes, I feel like the people who take those classes tend to move up quicker in comedy because who they know of. Because they took that class, they paid for it, and the person who teaches them is like, all right, now I'm gonna have you do these things.
Let me take you under my wing.
Type of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have these other comics who didn't take the class or could possibly even be better or funnier, but because they didn't do that process, it's gonna take them a little longer to get up there.
That is the case at DCH. I know, like, if you take classes there and you go to their open mics after the classes or while you're in the classes, you're likely to get a better spot at their open mics. And then,
right? Oh man, I'm glad I'm not the only one that knew that feeling. Because for a while there, like, DCH would never, like, I'd email them, they never would put me on the list, and then I just finally just gave up. It's like, fuck it, why am I emailing them? It's been like 4 weeks and they don't
Yeah.
put me on the list. So I kind of just gave up on there.
yeah, they may not know you. I don't know. I know, like, I don't get great spots on their list. But I didn't start going to their mics directly after I took the class. Like I said, like, my first couple months were weird. Like, I didn't know. I still didn't know to go to open mics a lot and stuff. But the class did help, and it was a good way to get on stage for the first time. It definitely, like, it makes your first stage experience, it's in front of a real crowd, usually, because everybody in the class will usually have people come and watch because it's like a showcase at the end. And and it's laid out the same way an open mic is. Like, you get 4 minutes and everybody can have people come and watch. And so you get, like, a good crowd for the showcase. But you can take classes like this anywhere. I thought DCH was good, though. And, like...
Yeah, because I was thinking about taking it.
But I would say if you've been doing stand-up and you're thinking about taking a class, I would maybe take see what other options are out there that might cost a little more, but might be more worth it, because, like, the one I took is a really beginner class. Like, looking back, I wouldn't do it again now, but I'm glad I did it then, back when I didn't know anything. I would say, like, if you're thinking about doing a class, see what, like, higher level options are at DCH that maybe you could do, or, like, maybe, like, Dean Lewis he's a good person to maybe take a class with, and he does them through, like, the improv, and he's always posting about them on Facebook, and I've done a workshop with him before. It was, like, a day workshop thing, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I need to do one of those workshops. Sunday, they have one. I forget where they have it at Sunday, but the Build-A-Bit.
Yeah, that's a really good thing if you want just a little help on, like, a certain bit or something. And, like, that's free. So I would definitely take advantage of that. That or Tim Panther. is also kind of like Build a Bit, where you can do whatever minutes you want to do. Well, you'll be timed, like you don't get all the time, but like you'll usually get at least like 5 minutes to do your bit in front of everyone, and then a couple more minutes of feedback if you want it.
Yeah.
So
Mana?
yeah, and like so I don't know, like those are two really good resources that we have to like work on stuff and get feedback from other comics. And, like, they're free, so I would take advantage of that. And that's basically, like, I don't know. I would say, yeah, definitely go to Build a Bit. What's cool about Build a Bit is that it's not an open mic, so you only have, like, comics in the room. You know, like, you don't have to worry about strangers and hecklers. You know.
All right. Well, we got about 5 more. What time do you want to get out of here by? 7:30?
Yeah, I could probably stay a little longer than that, too, you know.
Okay. Do you like Conan O'Brien at all?
You had asked me that.
You said you weren't too sure.
I don't keep up with him. Like, I'm not a fan, but I don't dislike him.
So if I asked you to come up with a question that you'd like to ask Conan, could you come up with one on the spot?
What's an example? Okay, yeah. I guess I don't know. I don't get it.
BBC is.
Yeah.
I don't know the BBC.
Wait, what?
Answer that one. He might answer that one.
He's not gonna answer that question. We do a little thing during the podcast, but because you weren't too familiar with him, and then also I hadn't really seen you that since. It's been a while since I've seen you actually. Maybe about a week and a half. What we do is like we'll call in. Conan has his own podcast, and you can call him and ask him a question, and he'll put it. And they'll answer the question on his podcast. And since I listen to his podcast, I'd be able to tell whether or not the question gets through or not.
Oh,
So
no.
I thought it'd be fun to have that whenever I have guests on. If they want to ask a question to Conan, and then I'll keep an ear out for it, and be like, "Hey, your question, he answered it. This is what he said."
Okay.
No, you stupid broad. Don't ask me that kind of question.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of. I know he likes presidents, but I don't want to take what's his name's question that he had yesterday for him, or that he has for him. What about you, Gunn? You thinking of anything? No.
Not really. I haven't watched that show in a long time.
Yeah.
My question would be like something like, "Where's he going next?" or whatever, because he's been visiting different countries, which is pretty cool.
That is true. He has been visiting a lot of countries. His show, huh?
Oh, that dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was before.
You don't know who Conan O'Brien is?
I can't match a name to a face.
Man, put your head
He's like,
out
wait.
the open and
He is like,
He's a big deal.
he's like the biggest.
He's a big
I
deal.
know his name, I just don't.
No, wait,
Dude, he's the funniest
Look,
late night guy there is.
He is like,
He's the only late guy.
he is the Gingers. He should be the Gingers. What is that thing called? Like where they like.
Idol.
Kind of idol. Yeah, he's like the ultimate ginger ever.
Wait, he's ginger?
Yeah, he's ginger.
To be fair, I didn't peg him as a ginger. I thought he was like a blonde, maybe
Oh,
even
he was
bald.
blonde too.
I
Okay,
thought-
so we aren't talking about the same
I
one.
thought gingers were like interconnected mentally.
Well, I'm
that's what I'm
originally
saying.
blonde, so.
His hair is like
No,
brown. But
once
I'm
you
sure
change it, it's done.
His Irish.
Your eyes aren't blonde.
He's like a.
His last name is O'Brien, so
Yeah, he's Irish.
He's Irish.
He always talks about how pale
leprechaun.
he is. No.
I guess I need to keep up with him.
Nah, not really.
His podcast is hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to check it out. I've been slacking on all the podcast stuff.
You should, I got a question you can ask him. Like,
I got a question you can ask
if
him?
you want to
What
ask
a
him,
dick.
no. Because,
Oh yeah, he is a ginger.
Because you're because
He
you're
is.
a girl and you're shorter than most guys would be. You can
Than
ask
I
him.
was?
You can ask him if you were to put on his shorts, would they fit you like pants? Because he's so tall. I'm pretty sure his shorts have to be pretty damn long.
I just went to a weird place.
Yeah.
I just
Very
went to a
full
weird
blown,
place.
full blown.
Why is that weird?
Because you want to know.
And you want a girl
You
to
want to know
ask.
his short length.
Because he's always.
I got a question for you
But
to
he's
ask
always
him
talking
for me.
about how long his legs are. He's like like that's one of the things.
Have you not seen him on TV? He's a fucking stork.
I know. I was just wondering if like an average height person would have put on his shorts, would they be like pants or capris on them?
That's all?
I'm pretty sure.
He's fucking tall.
Actual shorts or like underwear shorts?
I don't think he wears shorts.
Underwear shorts are not shorts, so they're underwear.
Well, I've heard guys call
I
them
don't
shorts.
think he wears underwear shorts now. He looks like a full-blown tidy white guy.
He does.
I have to say, full-blown tidy
Hey,
white.
maybe you could ask him that. Are you boxers?
Are you a full-blown tidy-whitey guy?
Yeah.
You want to ask him that?
Oh, man.
Sure.
Okay. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be.
I mean, if you're gonna go into underwear specifics,
He might go commando.
no.
Have any of your questions been asked before on this?
I would not.
I would not ask any questions he recommends at all.
What?
So that's a no.
This is her.
No.
Well, I just started this.
Oh, okay.
This
So
is the
last-
first one?
No, this is gonna be our second one.
Oh, and
Our
because
second
last time
question.
we didn't
I
do it.
think the last one.
Yeah, the last time I didn't.
The
do
last one you got angry and you Hulk smashed everything. Why is there no audio? God.
Oh, it was so frustrating. We did a podcast and an hour into it, we realized there was no audio, so none of it was working. And then
We're just like.
they all laugh at. No, well not they all. You just did. You start laughing at me.
I was not the
got
only
upset.
one laughing.
Because I got upset because that was a complete waste of time.
She's yawning. She says.
Sorry, no, I stay tired.
I'm joking. But I wasn't the only. Me and that vampire guy were having a good time.
And
Damn, that
Joseph
sucks.
was all like, damn, that sucks.
Oh yeah, he was like, man, my heart went up. Look, my watch. He was like freaking out.
His heart rate went up. Okay,
What'd y'all do? Did you do it again, or?
No, we just had to throw it away because it was time to go to the improv.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Reschedule.
Everybody.
Alright, we're gonna do Conan's question.
Hey, Conan Ryan here. Here's the deal. Ask me a question. Feel free to ask me anything you want. And maybe, just maybe, I will answer your question on the podcast. So be creative. Go for it.
I gotta pee.
Maybe I'll be talking to you soon.
Hello, Conan. This is Uns from the UNG Odyssey podcast, and I'm sitting here with DFW comic Kirstie, and she has a question for you.
Hi, Mr. O'Brien. I'd like to know, are you a full-blown tidy-whitey guy? I can't.
That's an
That's her
under.
question. Yeah. You're just like, I can't. Was that the question? Full blown tidy whitey?
Yeah, that's what you said.
I didn't. I just said it. I didn't say this is what
But
you
it
should
sounded-
ask.
I think that's a good
It sounded
question.
funny coming from you though. Like it sounds funny coming from you. You're a full blown tidy whitey kind of guy. Hopefully.
Dude, sound creepy coming from you.
Who, me or him?
Yeah.
Why just me? Why can't it be creepy?
Both
Either
of
one
you?
of you. Either one of you ask them that.
Pretty sure I could ask him that and be totally fine with it.
I think the next time I ask a question, or if I have a comic who doesn't have a question, I'll be like, if he started a ginger revolution, would he spare that person?
Spare what person?
The person that I'm gonna have to ask the question.
So, a ginger rising.
Yeah.
Everyone get their bottle of Hair Dye.
I don't get that one.
Yeah, I don't get that one at all. You
It's
fool
kind of
me.
like if he, well, cause he's
Ginger
like,
for evil. We're going to rise.
cause he's like, yeah.
Oh, so now you're a ginger. I'm a blind. No, now
I was
you're a
wondering, I
ginger.
was like, I don't think that's your real red hair, is it?
No,
That is.
no.
She's the damn devil.
No,
Got enough of ginger in me, maybe.
she's pretty Anglo-Saxon over there.
Oh, it's my German roots.
Oh, I don't know.
Goodness,
Oh,
it's me.
das ist the German. Das
Kirstie, what are you?
Italian.
Italian. Okay.
Well, I'm from America, but
You are. I know that. But like, I didn't
Italian.
know. Actually, I didn't know. You could have. For me, I was like, I'm not sure what ethnicity. you were.
yeah, I get asked a lot because no one knows. They're like, "Are you
Hispanic?
white, Hispanic?" That's if I'm Persian or Egyptian before too.
Nah, you have a nose for that.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
You know, your nose is too small.
"Oh, too small." I thought it was too big.
No,
Persians
Persians.
have-
That's right. They do have bigger noses. Yeah, they got bigger noses.
liars.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
true.
then also, they got a lot more attitude.
Yeah, well, it kind of just depends on the look too. Like right now, my hair is kind of blonde, but it's naturally very like real dark. And when it was its natural length and natural state, I was asked if I was Egyptian a lot. But now I don't get asked that very often anymore.
You know, it's funny that people say, "Are you Egyptian?" But then, how many Egyptians do you actually
Meat? Yeah.
Yeah, meat. So you know what to compare them to. It's like, actually, Egyptians are kind of dark, almost black.
I don't think I look like it at all. When people used to ask me if I was like Persian or whatever, I was like, really? But I think the Kardashians are like Persian kind of too or something. And I think that's where people ask that. But not, I don't know.
Armenian, right?
No, oh yeah, Armenian. Or isn't that near Persia?
Don't ask me. I skipped all of that shit.
Yeah, I'm not too good.
Oh, ninth grade, eh? I stop here.
Yeah, I don't know much about geography either.
I walked
It's
out.
funny. Yeah, I could at least stop going to school, man.
Yeah, I did ninth grade 4 times.
And
then I just dropped out and I took the test and I actually passed it.
You went one grade higher than they do in Mexico.
I wouldn't even say that because technically I didn't get past 8th grade either. Because I was in 7th grade and in 8th grade I got in trouble and then I went to jail. And then I ended up coming out of jail and I was in 9th grade.
Jail.
What were they doing? How could they hold you in jail?
You time traveled.
So like I went to Turning Point and in Turning Point they don't teach you anything.
They don't, I guess not.
Oh.
They don't teach you anything in Turning Point at all.
Well, Kirstie,
They're just like, oh,
thank
we're
you
done.
for being,
Yeah, it went by quickly. I thought that an hour would be
No,
good.
it goes by fast when we're talking on here. That's why I like to do an hour and a half to 2.
But people have to listen to you.
I think when it comes to podcasts, an hour to 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours. Like Joe Rogan goes on for like 4 hours sometimes.
We've done 3 hours before, easy, and we'll be like, oh shit, it's been 3 hours, I gotta go home.
Yeah, I think there really is no limit.
I think at one point I want to do 3 hours. If everything's going good and we're talking, I don't mind. But like after that, then I'd be like, okay, let's cut it. But like I kind of want to do where I have 2 people every time because I've had it so many times where somebody cancels.
Oh yeah.
And at least I'll have one comic still there. But last Sunday I had both comics cancel.
Oh man.
Yeah, but then my homeboy Christian saved the day. He came.
Is that the vampire guy?
Yeah, vampire guy.
Do y'all ever just do it with just the 2 of you and just end up goofing off? Or?
Those are good ones, I think.
We talk about stuff that we have an interest, but
It's usually nerdy. I'm a big nerd, and he's a fake nerd.
fake nerd,
Yeah.
I can.
fake fat nerd.
Who do you live with? Do you live here alone with?
No, I have
He lives
roommates,
with
but I rent
4
out.
teenagers.
Oh, okay.
I live with, yeah, all that stuff is. I have a
Yours.
no, I have a roommate.
Yours.
I have a 14-year-old roommate who's into anime, and she puts all her stuff up.
Yeah.
And
We
14?
need to get him.
the only thing that's here that's mine is that picture over there.
Who is this?
They're all
That's
friends.
still Attack on Titans, guys.
And he still
That's how you know it's
watches
his.
it.
I have no idea what the hell's going on here.
Attack on Titans.
See, I'm nerdy, but not this anime nerdy.
No.
That's not even that nerdy. That's like.
Anime's nerdy, dude. It's
I
a
don't
type
know
of
about
nerdy.
that. That
Don't
was
you,
mainstream.
Ginger? You calm down. You calm down over there.
That's a mainstream anime.
That's still.
What are you into?
Like TV and stuff?
No, just like, what's your genre of? What do you do for fun?
Entertainment.
Yeah, what do you do for fun?
Honestly, like
Music, movies.
stand up is my hobby. But
Piercings.
that's not a hobby. I don't go and get pierced for fun.
You don't?
I mean, I do, but it only takes like 10 minutes, and then it's like, okay, what am I gonna do now? I do. I mean, yeah, I like stand up. I like I work out. You know, when it comes to like TV, like I usually like to watch like funny TV shows. I'm kind of over like watching new shows. Like I don't know anything about Game of Thrones. Like I don't really watch I don't watch a lot of drama shows because I end up wasting. I can't go to sleep because I stay up all night and I watch them and like I just don't let myself do it anymore. I get hooked to shows, and especially when it's like an hour an episode, so much time goes by when you're doing that because it's an hour every episode.
Yeah, that's why you watch it one night. Don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, get it all out of the way. I did that with BoJack Horseman.
I love BoJack.
I like shows like that. I like BoJack Horseman and Big Mouth is like one of my favorites, and I like Friends and The Office, and what else? There's not, huh?
Yeah, we'll do a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
I like watching dramas. I like watching shows where if I miss something, the next episode doesn't matter because it's a whole new episode. It's gonna make me laugh regardless.
Yeah.
F is for Family though is one I have to kind of watch.
I haven't. I've tried to watch it before, and I really didn't like it that much. But I might give it another shot. I want to like Bill Burr. I want to like him. I just don't know if his humor is where it might.
It's not for you.
It may not be. But everybody I know loves him.
You gotta be like a guy.
I listen to the podcast. I love Bill Burr. She can't stand him.
Yeah.
She said it reminds her of an angry white man yelling. And then
That's
she's
what
like,
he is.
Well, yeah, that's what he is.
It reminds me of my family.
And then she's like, it reminds me of my dad.
Your dad.
My dad likes him. He's a dad. A lot of dads like him.
Well, he wasn't a dad actually. He was recently a dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just became a dad.
Yeah.
His baby's only like almost 2 years old.
Yeah, but
Really? I thought he's got a dad vibe.
Yeah, he
It
does got a
also
dad.
reminds me of my parents.
Why?
Same age.
He's 54?
Yeah.
No, my father's 60, but same mentality.
What was that? What?
Flat out same mentality.
So,
I don't know.
stand up. What do you like? Stand up wise.
Man, I love Whitney Cummings and Tom Segura.
I love Tom Segura.
Yeah, they're my
Segura's
favorite.
hilarious.
But I like a lot of. I have a new like from working at improv and seeing a lot of new people. I have a new appreciation for a lot of people that aren't as famous. Like we just had Godfrey, and like I really enjoyed him. I really enjoyed what he did. He was so goofy and like so I don't know. He's cool. And I like. Man, I like Ron White a lot.
Ron White, very.
Way good.
I didn't really finish his last stand up, but it wasn't as good as his other ones.
Man, but I really like him, and Joe Rogan has him on his podcast a lot. They have at least 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah, they're good at
There's
it.
a recent one, right? Man, I'm
He
so
was on
behind.
there a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I just listened to that.
Again?
Yeah.
Wasn't he on like last month or something?
No.
Man, I'm so
He just got
behind.
on there, right? A couple of days ago?
It was maybe a couple weeks ago, but it was
Yeah.
pretty recent.
No, because I saw it. And, I mean, I
It
didn't
had
see
to
it,
be-
but I
had to
saw it. I
be
was like, oh,
just
Ron White.
last week. I could
It maybe was like last
It was
week.
like 2 weeks ago, dude. I have not looked on YouTube like that.
Um,
All right, I'm going with 2 weeks. What are you saying? Week and a half?
I would say about
And you
2 or
said-
3 weeks.
And you said
oh, okay,
what?
we're checking for sure.
Yeah, we're taking fucking bets or
taking
whatever.
bets here, but I said 3 days ago.
Okay, I say 2 weeks.
Maybe
Maybe 3.
oh,
No,
shit,
you know what? You're
might be
probably
right.
right. It's probably been before I went to vacation, which was 3 weeks now.
I could look it up too, because I got right
it
here.
has been a while.
Well, how many days?
I'm trying to load.
Okay.
That's how. There we go. Ron.
Yeah, man, he had
March-
Kevin Hart on
March
there.
19th.
Yeah, oh man, it was like,
So she wins. She did 3. I did 2. You did
I was
stupid.
so off.
but March 19th was,
This is a couple days after my birthday.
Dude, we're
that
in
was,
May now.
that was over a month ago.
Yeah, you're
Like,
close.
yeah, I knew it wasn't a couple
Have
days.
you watched the Anthony Jeselnik, his new special yet? Or you
I actually don't know him. I haven't listened, or I haven't.
Who's that?
You know who Anthony
Not
Jeselnik
familiar.
is? He's kind of not. I wouldn't say one-liner. Well, kind of, but he's like really, really edgy. There we go. That's the word, edgy. He's like a really edgy comic when it comes to stuff like that, and but it's funny.
So he's a Southern guy.
No, he's very. Fuck. How do you say? He's a lot like. Oh man, who's that comic that made that joke? Like, I spilled some spot remover on my dog, and now he's gone.
Ha, that's funny.
Like,
His name.
I don't know.
That whole last sentence you just did was all sound effects.
It was.
Except for one.
Sometimes that's how I talk.
That's cool.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
But okay, but yeah, Kirstie, thank you for coming, and I know you're really busy, but I want to have you on here before you get too famous to be on here.
Oh.
Because I know you're gonna succeed.
I know. I thought, I didn't have anything going on today until like last night, and then I was asked to like do a spot on the show, and since I don't ever do mics on Thursdays because I always work, So I was gonna do mics, but then when I was offered to do a spot on a show, I was like, well, I'd rather do that than do a mic. Cause I don't know. I don't really know any of the mics. I've never done any of the Thursday mics before.
You wanna plug anything? Plug your Instagram, maybe?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Do I just say it?
Yeah, just
Okay.
what your Instagram is.
My Instagram is Kirstie, Kirstie Hayden, Hayy. 3 Y's.
Okay, so it's Kirstie.
Yeah.
Hayyyden.
Yes.
It's your Instagram.
That's my Instagram.
Cool.
And then Twitter is KRST_1.
KRST_1. Hey, you got that one. You're the first one, and probably one of the only ones. Do you have Facebook?
Yeah, that's just, but don't add me on Facebook.
Okay.
Well, you can add me on Facebook if we're not Brent. I think we are already. I mean,
No, I don't have a Facebook.
oh, okay. Yeah, well, no, not yet. Not until I make a like page. You can search me and if you see a like page, go ahead and like it, but don't add me.
Okay.
Unless like
Some
it's...
people don't have problems.
Unless it's any of y'all can add me, but I don't want strangers adding me on
Yeah, I
Facebook.
heard
Because
that.
my friend requests are like, there's at least 60 requests there of people that
I heard that.
are comics, but are like in Missouri or something. And I'm like, we don't need to be Facebook friends. Like, I don't know you.
Might
Like,
be your connection to Missouri.
You never know.
Make
You
it
don't
big.
yeah, you know, that's what I thought. And I have accepted a few of those. And no, it's
No,
just,
not
they
yet.
just add you and then nothing else happens.
And steal your jokes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It was very fun. Thank you again.
For sure. I'm glad I got to
Anything else we
shout
can
out.
say? Hold on, wait.
Come pay to all of you.
Guys, subscribe to the UNG Odyssey podcast on iTunes. It really helps us grow. Also, if you guys want to subscribe in Anchor, also UNG Odyssey on Anchor app, get us some subscribers, and that helps us get more revenue for what is that thing where you make money off ads? Advertisement, yeah. Yeah, because we have an ad. There's an Anchor ad, but we need more ads. I would like more ads so I can make more money by doing this.
Yeah, it's cool that you have one.
It's cool that I have one, yeah. I'm actually going to... Well, no, I'm not going to do anything about that. But, yeah,
We got paid, son.
we got paid. No, we don't get paid. We've only made like $2.
That's something.
It is,
I'm not
I
about-
guess.
this.
I guess if I... As long as I keep making content,
so
people will keep watching. And there's somebody watching out there. People watch somebody watches every episode sooner or later. And,
Don't you shake your head. That's my job to shake.
It's cool that you're consistent about
I am
it.
very consistent.
Yeah.
I try to do it every Sunday, and I get a lot of comics, and I hope to get everybody that we do comedy with on here sooner or later. I'm almost up there. Yeah.
There's so many.
There's a lot.
Like, you've got a lot of choices.
There's a lot, yeah. And I've had a lot of people on, but I still have people who want to come on, so I'm always booked for like a month and a half. And
But they never show up.
thank you for throwing in your 2 cents.
I feel like I'm gonna make a Lego of me and just
Alright,
have
stop.
him here, and I'll just have like a microphone.
Good night, everybody.
And I won't have to.
Alright.
Stop.